Back again. Trying to kind of get my footing set up here. We're gonna basically probably kind of use the footing that these guys have already got in here. I'm gonna add some of this base rock and clean rock and such to the top of it. They got screenings, which are the fines that they put in base rock, which I used to start building mine out of those, but I switched back over to base just because it seemed like it was a little more solid. So part of it, I mean, there's really no point digging the old footing out. The wall's gonna pretty much go back where it was at. We got the plate compactor here. We're gonna run over the top of it. Some of it is, we got a lot of utilities out here, which the majority of them are way deeper than what we even are going to be or need to be, but the cable TV and such, I found it yesterday, are pretty shallow. They're like right underneath where the block's set. So there's really no point. It'll still have the bottom block buried. And it's not like the footing actually was bad or soft or anything like that. This has got some dirt on it, but we're going to actually move it over. I'm just trying to come in here as best I can and skim it down. Devin's going to be helping me put some rock in here and run the plate compactor over it so we can hopefully start laying the first row this afternoon. We got some weather coming in tonight, so I'm trying to, I might at least get the first row as far as I can, and maybe the drain behind it, and then try to get some of it backfilled so it just doesn't wash. And I apologize too if it seems like my videos have been lacking a little bit lately. I just have a lot going on. With it getting dark at 5 o'clock and the amount of work we still have left, I don't always take the time, remember, or think about it to get out and move the camera one way or the other to get a different angle or not. So, and then I've gotten really bad about not doing like an after on the day. Like yesterday, it got too dark on me, and the GoPros don't really pick up a lot of stuff at night. And I think everybody knows I pretty much work on the job until dark, and then I start loading up, so there's no point in me standing there and telling you guys what it looks like if you can't see it. So, I apologize for that. It's hectic still, right? Which, I mean, like I said, I'm thrilled with having the work and being so busy, but it seems like my YouTube videos kind of get put on the back burner, which just kind of happens sometimes. I'll try to keep everybody kind of up what's going on, but this one you got to be on your toes because it's such a busy area. This is like our retail district, I think they call it. There's strip malls and the mall and food places, and it's kind of a zoo with the way people drive. And today it's supposed to get to 78. It is December, what, 15th or 16th or something. But then the night's supposed to get down to like 39. So we got another round of severe storms, possible tornadoes, and straight line winds and hail, because it's not supposed to be 70 some odd degrees this time of the year. So let's jump out and check this real quick. Alright, well, I know as exciting as this is, we'll take it back up once I get to doing something else. I'll get the time lapse or a camera set up when we start packing this in and stuff. We're back again, and just as I was talking about it yesterday, I didn't film anything else. I got the first bottom row stacked, my first step, which is right there. Then we did the second row, and now I'm getting ready to start the third step up. But we had some weather come in last night, and we got the blocks late, and then yeah, it was just kind of one of those. I thought I'd set a camera up, and then we just kind of got busy. So I had Dad and Devin here bringing me the blocks, and I got this whole bottom row, like I said, leveled up, and then they stacked the second row for me. He's on his way to get a couple more pallets, and then we're going to load this junk up just to get it out of our way. I'm going to work on laying more of the blocks, and I think he's going to get some clean rock and start backfilling. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the drain in behind here. You can see we got a hole notched out, so I got a T, so we'll run it into here, hit the T, and then this section will go down through here. So I'm just gonna have him start kind of backfilling and stacking blocks, and we get another row of blocks on top of here. I'm gonna rake a little bit of their clean rock off. I got more geogrid, and I should have a nice little shelf where I can add more geogrid to my blocks, because that'll be, I think that's halfway up. I'm gonna put 6 blocks in a cap. So yeah, that'll be 3 rows geogrid and 3 more rows and then the cap. So that should be about even with what they had. And we'll just kind of tie everything back in, and I'll keep working on this first row, just stair stepping my way up. And yeah, hopefully today we'll have all the bottom row blocks leveled and this be stacking blocks. So I will try to do a little bit better job filming. It was just a little hectic yesterday. I had a footing to dig in the morning, and then yesterday was like 77. Now it's 38. So luckily we didn't have any tornadoes, but we had a lot of rain and heavy winds and stuff last night. So I was just worried. I wanted to get as many of this bottom row down as I could, because I keep thinking all this rock's eventually going to fall out and my sidewalk's going to fall down. So but yeah, let's get this drain in and start laying some more blocks. This is totally how all the pros do it right here. Just it's a nice little professional cap. I want it when they dig this up in 100 years to be like, what was this guy thinking? Stuff does not like moving around when it's real cold, but now I'll go through here. I'm gonna load that up with some junk first, and then we'll make sure I got good fall and get this thing level and be ready for backfill. we got a lot done yesterday. I got the entire first row down, and then Dad got the downspouts set up in here, and then we stacked a few rows and started getting some clean rock in here. So for the two of us, I felt like that was pretty good because this wall's, I think, 140 or so feet long. And we ended up, we were gonna bury these downspouts all the way to the curb, but we ran 6-inch pipe out there. The curb's only like 3 inches tall, and then the guy came back to locate again because I got rid of all the marks. There's 5 gas lines right up in here, and then there's water lines, and it's not actually a gas main. I guess the main's out there, but they ran 5 individual lines to some of these different buildings, and he said they're actually pretty shallow, so it's not, I don't know, it doesn't look the best. I guess we're going to try to paint the ends of these pipes and maybe clean them up, but for what it is, it's the best we could come up with and do. That bottom block's going to get pretty much buried. They're about 1 inch out of there, and I think once there's grass on there, that shouldn't have much of a washout or an issue. If there is, we'll put some riprap right there, but I just didn't see the point in trying to cross all these gas lines and then have to, I don't know, it'd be like a trip hazard or a pain to mow down here if the pipe's 3 or 4 inches higher than what the curb was even going to be cut out. So that's about the best solution we came up with, but that's going to keep a lot of water from running over this wall and behind it, because this entire building's only got 3 downspouts and they all come out the back right here. So yeah, today's just going to be stacking and backfilling. It's sprinkling right now. We're supposed to have a lot of rain come in this afternoon, so I'd love to get some more of these rows and some clean rock back up in there, because the sidewalk's making me nervous. As you can see, we're down to the clay now, but I want to try to get that filled in, and we may have to get some flowable fill to fill the last little void up underneath. I don't know how well we can just keep raking it and getting underneath there. So we get this, there's actually going to be 2 more rows. There'll be 1 more row down there, a blocks, and then a cap. I got the wall set up where it's 2 inches lower than the top of the sidewalk, and by the time you put the next row of blocks and the cap, it should be right at 1 foot away from the wall or the sidewalk, so that'll be plenty for what surface water hits to run off and go through all the clean rock. I got the drain, it just daylights out right here for the positive drain, and then I'm gonna finish this row and get it filled up with clean rock, and then kind of rake that out, and I'm gonna take my geo grid and run around this corner and place it in there. But I tried to get here early this morning so I can start stacking as much blocks as I can. Dad's on his way, and then his helper Devin is going to be here in a little while. So I think with the 3 of us, with the TL8 loader, and then stacking blocks, and then him getting in, Dad getting in here and backfilling, we ought to be able to get this thing ready for caps by the end of the day, or at least get it filled in where the rain won't be as big of an issue. But I'm going to start throwing some blocks out and try to kind of keep you guys updated.